Hi everyone. In this video, let us discuss the purpose of procurement specification and the two types of specification, that is conformance specification and performance specification. First, let us check what is the purpose of specification in case of procurement. In simple terms, the purpose of specification is to define user needs. The buyer communicates the requirements to the supplier through specifications. So specification is the statement of needs to be satisfied by the supplier in the supply of a product or service. One important point here is, even though the purpose is to define needs and convey the limits or boundaries of the requirement, the specification should not be restrictive. That is, it should not prevent suppliers from providing innovative solutions. The specification should be efficient. By efficient, we mean clear and not causing confusion or doubt. A specification that can be easily understood by the supplier. It should define the requirements accurately. That is, it should state what the buyer really needs. Encourage competition by avoiding over-specifications. Over-specification may lead to higher prices, or only few suppliers may be available who can meet the high specification. So by using standard specification, the buyer can try to improve competition and thereby get better price. If the specification is clear enough, it can be used as a basis for quality check at material receipt. We need to understand that there are some difficulties in using specifications. It can be time consuming. There is a temptation to over-specify. This over-specification may lead to less competition or higher price. We know that there are mainly two types of specification: conformance specification and performance specification. Let us look at conformance specification. Here the buyer specifies exactly what the requirement is, exactly what the product must consist of. The supplier may not know in detail what the exact purpose of the product is. The supplier's job is to simply conform to the descriptions provided by the buyer. Various forms of conformance specification. Now let's look at the various forms of conformance specifications in use. Standards. Buyer specifies a recognized standard like British standard or market grade. Supplier should offer a product that can meet these standards or grades. Sample. Here the buyer provides samples to the supplier. The supplier needs to duplicate the features of the sample. We can see that providing sample is one of the easiest and efficient methods. Next one, technical or design specifications. Commonly used in engineering or construction field. An engineering drawing or design or blueprint is provided to the supplier. In case of technical specifications, high degree of accuracy is required. So in most of the cases, tolerance range will be advised to the supplier. Composition specification. This is commonly used when physical properties need to be conveyed to the supplier. Here, a chemical formula or details of ingredients will be provided. Next one, brand name or model number. Sometimes the need can be met by a branded product. So by providing brand name or model number, buyer can easily convey the requirement to the supplier. This is another easy and efficient method like providing sample. Now let's look at performance specification. It's also called functional specification. Here the buyer conveys to the supplier what a product is expected to do. The performance specification is less interested in how a product is made. It is more interested in how it performs. how well it performs. Supplier's job is to offer a product that will meet the performance requirements advised by the buyer. Supplier is free to offer innovative or cost-effective solutions. The specification defines the performance to be achieved. Unlike conformance specification, it does not prescribe how the requirement to be achieved. The performance specification may include performance to be achieved, operating environment where the performance to be achieved, or if any specific environmental standards to be met, required safety levels, required quality levels. Now let us see the major differences between these two types of specifications. A performance specification is likely to be a shorter document than a conformance specification. So performance specification is much easier, quicker and cheaper to handle. In case of performance specification, the supplier holds the responsibility of performance, not the buyer. If the required performance is not met, then the supplier must correct it at his time and cost. A performance specification allows the supplier to use their innovative approaches and expertise to achieve the desired performance. They can offer cost-effective, suitable products that meets the performance requirement of the buyer. A performance specification does not require the purchaser to have detailed technical knowledge. It depends more on the supplier's technical knowledge. A performance specification will avoid over-dependence on existing suppliers and their brands. New suppliers with innovative products or services can compete for the bid, and this will widen the supplier base. Now let's see some circumstances where performance specification is more apt. When the supplier has better technical knowledge relevant to the requirement, so the best available knowledge is in use. Technology related to the requirement is changing rapidly, and the supplier is in better position to advise suitable product for the requirement. Buyer has sufficient time and method to assess the diverse supplier proposal. We know that the process of analyzing different offers can be time consuming. This complexity of analysis can be seen as the major disadvantage of performance specification. So in case of an urgent requirement or less technical product, conformance specifications like brand name or model number may be better suited. So by looking at the details mentioned above, we cannot say one type is better than the other in all cases. Both these types are in use depending on the urgency, value of the product, related technical aspects, time available for the selection process, etc. Thank you for watching the video. Hope it's useful. Subscribe to the channel for more management videos. Thank you.